Alright, this is what I hope to be final assembly of netsplit. I do know that I have a little issue here where this clip is missing, but I don't know, it's pretty hard to get off. And this is my first ever robot, so I think I'm going to run it. I have a spare motor. Fuck it. Alright, so the first thing is turn it off. Well, okay, actually first thing is figuring out which side the motors are. I already did all the wiring. I assume anybody getting this far does not need help doing wiring. Okay, so that's right. Now we turn it off. I want to remember which motor goes on which side. I have the way I do it. I'm sure some people are smart and program their remotes, but I just set my remote up in a certain way, and then I solder and resolder the wires until the motors spin correctly. And that's just the way I've always done it. Oh, I should have a screwdriver ready. Alright, so these are M2 self-tapping screws. You're going to need 4 of those. Oh, sorry, 6 of those. Because 2 for the switch too. I found these motor mounts from some other robot. A cool little wedge. Oh, actually I have it. This guy, shoutouts to whoever made this guy. I don't know who, but it's a really sweet little robot. Oh, my radio's on. You gotta line these like lines up with the plates. I mean, you don't have to. You can just crank it down and it'll hold them there, but I assume it's better to do it right. That's a big assumption. Alright, those fought us for a bit, but that's okay. So next up we're going to do the switch. The switch, I don't know if it's really required in US combat robotics. I feel like it can't hurt. It's good enough for down under. It's good enough for us up here, I suppose. I'm not running a fucking link. There's the switch in. Yeah. We'll get the motor attached. So these like little divots, the idea, I guess, was to line up with these holes, but who knows how well that works. You kind of have to like sort of line it up. This motor has been on this chassis before, so it's like already pre-squished, but you gotta squish them. God, I never set up my screwdriver. Point of note, I only do 3 on the bottom here because I feel like this one like interferes with the wire somehow. Like when you start screwing it in, it feels really spongy and just something's wrong there. I don't know. And it's felt like that on the other chassis too. Let's make sure we haven't broken anything. So the switch is kind of hard to get to, but it's adequate. It's spinning the right way, and weapon motor sounds broken, but that's fine. Oh yeah, we'll turn it off. Oh yeah, this is also a good time. Make sure, before you put everything away, make sure that your failsafe works. Nice. I think that it goes back to driving. Cool. That's important. And it's easier with these things, you gotta push a button on them to make it work, so it's easier when it's to like program the failsafe. You have to push the button on the receiver. So it's better to just do it when it's all out, I think, before it has wheels on it and can get scary. Alright, so you can see, you can kind of squish it down there. Where's the lid? There it is. You can kind of squish it down there. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. The nice thing about these motor mounts, I feel, is that they cover the gearbox entirely, so you don't have to. With some of my earlier experiments, I had those gearboxes, and in classic form. Oh, well, I got this. I had those gearboxes wear a big hole through a wire. I probably shouldn't talk while using the drill. Oh, and these are M3 self-tapping screws, right? M3 millimeters. Just buy a box of them on Amazon for $15 or wherever. This is my IKEA hand drill. Be jealous. Alright, now weapon? Now weapon. Let's do weapon. Oh, to do this, since this is a directional weapon, I gotta remember what way it spins. It spins counterclockwise. Okay. So we'll put our tooth facing in that direction. And so the tooth, like, the weapon bar registers with the arms of the motor. It's going to be really interesting to see if that, because nobody else does this that I've seen. Like, a lot of them are like either friction fit with the outside or you just screw it to it. And so I wonder if they all know something that I don't. Probably. Like, my big concern is that the motor probably like breathes through those holes or something and it's going to overheat. Because like normally there's a propeller on here blowing air down through it instead of a big 35 gram, how much does this weigh? Too much. 34 grams. Big 34 gram weapon bar. So, but it'll put up with it for 3 minutes at a time. That's all I need. These are more of the M3 bolts, or M3, yeah, 3 bolts that just come with the motors. Quick test. Oh, it's not happy. But it's supposed to be angry. It's an angry robot. So then the wheels. So I'm gonna, actually, why not do that right now? Live on video. I'm gonna CA glue these little O-rings to these 3D printed wheels I've designed. That'll work. Maybe I should have went close. Oh well, and I'm not going to learn from it this time either. So I'm just putting like the lightest little dab on there. I'm not sure what this glue is going to do to these O-rings, honestly. It's always my big concern when I do super loose stuff. These on the shafts. This is another thing I'm not sure about, is how to like properly affix these wheels, these shafts. I think I'm gonna do more CA glue, but I think just in case I have to take all this shit apart again before the actual competition, I'm going to do that. If I do that, I'm gonna do it the day of. So yeah, let's get the fingers out. Get the test. Smooth. And weapon goes. Alright, sweet. And now we just use our cloning hand. Masterful editing, I'm sure. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but you have. This is the other chassis, so I've got 2 complete boys. This weapon, one-tooth weapon, was really, really balanced when I 3D printed it, but it's just not when it came from Suncut Sound, and I doubt that it's their fault. I'm sure that it's mine. It's mine, and it's my bad design. But I have a few of these symmetrical ones that I cut in a few different designs, so this is like my lightest one, because this is my heaviest set of electronics. This has the receiver that came with the radio, and it's not great in there. But that's what backups are for. Oh, and I also, thinking about a safety for this, I was gonna drill a hole here so that I could put like an Allen key through it or something, but it didn't end up holding. So my safety strategy is the standard device grip. Yeah, and hopefully they accept that, because that's pretty fucking on there. Well, yeah, I look forward to seeing you after the competition and finding out just how broken these robots are. Let's put a robot in this box and fucking run it around. Okay. the uneven bar is not the most controllable. Unless I run it too slow, but then it's not very powerful. Let's throw a target in there. Attempt 1 was a horrible miss. Well, I got there in the end, but let's try a different weapon bar. Alright, so this is a slightly less YOLO bar. Oh boy. Doesn't like to spin up and down. Maybe putting 4 screws in would help with that. Alright, no skipping screws. That one works pretty well. And this was all driving upside down. Upside down, it's like more of an undercutter. It rubs against that little arm, but it still does spin. So I think it's good. I think it's good. I almost want to run it upside down just to get that undercutter sort of attitude on the blade, but and to have that like nice one-piece top. But yeah, it drives pretty well. With the weapon off, I drive it around on the living room floor, and it's a lot of fun. So kind of hard in this teeny tiny box. Oh boy, it is not easy to film and drive at the same time. Yeah, it controls pretty good. It's fast. It doesn't back up super good. It starts turning really easily, but other than that, not too bad.